I kind of saw this one coming. If you were in the Discord, we were talking about Take-Two Interactive this past week. Now, why would we have been talking about them? Well, there were a couple different things happening around the world that would have made it a ticker of popular interest, one of which would have been the new 2K NBA game, 2K 2022. A lot of people were talking about that. Personally, that specific franchise, along with a lot of sports games, tend to be a copy and paste year over year and really aren't too innovative, in my opinion. Now, another thing, I believe Take-Two is also the parent company for Rockstar Games. What's Rockstar Games? Well, Rockstar Games, they make Grand Theft Auto. A lot of people like Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, Grand Theft Auto 5. But the thing is, they really haven't released a Grand Theft Auto game in what's approaching almost a decade. A decade, guys. We're approaching a decade where there hasn't been a single Grand Theft Auto game released. That's insane. I had an Xbox 360 when Grand Theft Auto came out. That's when I played Grand Theft Auto for the first time. Grand Theft Auto 5, to be clear. Not just any Grand Theft Auto. I played Vice City on the PlayStation 2 and, prior games. But the main point here is they haven't made Grand Theft Auto in a while. And just recently, there was an announcement trailer for some sort of PlayStation event that caused their name to be brought up in the news, where they announced that they're going to be re-releasing Grand Theft Auto 5 for, the 15th time. And not only that, it didn't look like there were many improvements over previous versions of the game. Nothing that was going to be offered in this new iteration was going to be superior to what people are already doing in the homebrew community. And your modders at home who are playing these private servers for Grand Theft Auto, who really have kind of cut the Grand Theft Auto online equation out from Take-Two's feet. Again, by having these private servers that have way more features, way better graphics, and way stronger communities than Take-Two could ever dream of having. So, people aren't really happy with Take-Two. And we looked at the ticker, right? We looked at the ticker midweek. If you would have asked me, I would have told you probably bearish. The main thing of note was on the monthly, we were touching the monthly 20 moving average, which is a pretty solid support over the past 9 years, 10 years. You could have made a solid case that was a support point. Over the past 4 years, it's a little harder to make that case. As you can see, it kind of orbits the monthly 20 moving average as compared to using it as a support. Two very different things, very different responses to a technical indicator. Let's look at it on the weekly, though. Horrendous. To say the least. Now, do I think Take-Two is dead in the water, never to come back? I didn't say that. But they definitely need to maybe have somebody different steering their ship. Personally, I would... Some Take-Two shares at the monthly 180 moving average sounds pretty nice to me personally. If I was going to be taking a position, this company does have pretty decent profit margins, around 17% for the year of 2020, 13% on the year prior, 12% on the year prior to that, and then 9%. So yeah, they tend to, stick to around 10 to 17% increasing. We like to see the increasing part represented by the yellow line or orange line. They do not have a dividend. Long-term investors do like dividends, so that's something to keep in mind. Other companies in the gaming space do offer a dividend, so that was just one of the other companies that we had been discussing in the Discord this past week and that you would have known about. Also, when NBA 2K released, we were watching their servers go down. If you've never heard of this great website called Down Detector, it basically is a great way of communicating when there's service outages across a variety of different products, from ISPs to games to everything in between. But when NBA 2K was launching, I had looked and their servers were down. Of course, so many people trying to play it. And then within 15 minutes, the complaints went from 1,000 to over 8,000. It was just fun to watch midweek again. Then we got Farm. Farm we talked about last week, dude.